Salutare, dragi oameni buni și bun venit la o nouă ediție a emisiunii CANCAN EXCLUSIV. Astăzi alături de mine am o legendă a muzicii. It's Miss Jennifer Batten, the one and only, the one who sang for 10 years along Michael Jackson. Am I right?
I played guitar, I don't sing.
Yes, you played guitar for 10 years. I told our Romanian audience that you are a legend of music, so thank you for joining us. When will you come to Romania, Miss Jennifer?
Sometime next November, which I'm really excited about. I've been to Romania 2 or 3 times. I came with Michael Jackson, and then I came back for a guitar festival and maybe one other.
Okay, you've been here with Michael in 1992.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
really great.
Okay. Do you have, I don't know, memories about Romania?
Yeah, absolutely. I have memories of how excited everybody was, because it's pretty rare for at least at that time, it was rare for a big show like that to come to Romania.
Okay.
And I think my recollection is he made the tickets cheaper just so people were able to come to the show.
Okay. Did you feel that Romanians treat you special comparing to other countries? I don't know, other people from other countries?
I felt that there was more passion. I mean, if we play in Germany, they see people, all the major acts come through all the time. And of course they're excited for that, but there was definitely another level of excitement. And I think that's why he wanted to film that particular show, because it was kind of rare.
Okay. Did you eat Romanian food at that moment? Do you remember that? Can you remember that?
It's so many years ago. I'm sure I did, because I typically like to have the local dishes when I travel.
Okay, good. Um, what's the best story that you have with Michael Jackson? How was he as a human being?
He was very gentle and very kind, always respectful. I worked for him for 10 years, and I never saw him get mad at anybody. And there were things that went wrong, that went horribly wrong. And I think because he had been doing this since he was 5 years old, he was well aware of things that could go wrong. And the old adage, the show must go on. He was such a consummate professional, he would just keep going and giving the best show that he could, regardless of whatever happened.
Okay. Did you fly with him, or he was flying separately of the team, of the staff?
Yeah, we flew together.
Okay.
He was always up in first class, and he had a huge security guard sitting next to him. Michael would be at the window, typically with a hat and reading, so he wouldn't get so much attention. And then the guy next to him was this giant guy with a top hat. So there
Mm-hmm.
was a big wall of protection. And well, I think the band flew in business class, but you can't put the entire crew. There was 100 people, so they were in economy class.
Okay. You as a whole team, how many members that team had on the stage?
Oh gosh, it was different for different tours, but there was always 4 background singers, at least 4 dancers. I think there was a tour where there was 6 dancers, 2 guitars, 2 keyboards, bass, and drums.
Okay.
That was the typical show.
What was the did you have a unusual behavior before any show that you did?
Yeah, we had a ritual where Michael would warm up his voice. He had a voice coach on the road with him, so we could hear him doing his arpeggios in his tent at the side of the stage. And then he would have all the performers come in, and we would all hold hands and say a prayer. And at the end of the prayer, Kevin Dorsey, who was the low voice of the background singers, he would always quote a James Brown thing and say, "And so whatever we play, it's got to be funky." And I think
Mhm.
we would all join in the last thing. It's got to be funky. And then we would walk to the stage.
Okay. Um, what did you feel when Michael was found dead?
My first thought was sadness for his children, because losing a parent is like horrific. And, his mother was not a big active part. I mean, their mother was not a big active part of their lives at that
Mm-hmm.
time. So it just had to be devastating. I mean, thankfully, the Jacksons are a huge family and there's lots of kids and grandkids and all that. So they were able to grow up in that environment, but it's not your dad, so it's different.
Do you have contacts anymore with one of his family members or more family members?
Yeah. In fact, last month, his son Prince invited me to come to Los Angeles and see the shooting of they're doing a new movie where Michael's nephew Jafar is playing him in a docu-pic that's going to be a movie in movie theaters. And it was great. It's really spectacular. There's
So
a
you
lot
went
of
there, you went to Los Angeles?
I did, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I stayed for, I don't know. I was in and out the same day, but I stayed there for about 5 hours. And it was great because I reconnected with the choreographer, Vince Patterson, who
Mm-hmm.
has a new book out called Icons and Instincts. And it's fantastic. And there's a lot of information about his time with Michael. He choreographed Smooth Criminal and Beat It. And he was the guy that did staging for me when we were on the Bad tour. And I don't think I've seen him since then. So it was really great to reconnect. And it was great to talk to Prince. I hadn't met Prince before, and we had some really good conversations. I think he's grown up well. He seems
Mm-hmm.
very confident with himself, and he's doing great things with his inheritance. He's one of the things he's doing is every day he takes a busload of food down to um, the areas of Los Angeles that are struggling and feeds people.
Okay. Are there many big names of the Hollywood in that movie?
Uh, I don't, I don't know. I'm terrible with names. I know there's a big producer that's
Mm-hmm.
done some really major stuff. Producers and directors are really, really big time. I saw a picture of the girl that plays me,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but I didn't meet her. She wasn't shooting that day.
Was she looking like you?
Let's just say she had the hair. So
Okay.
I honestly I don't know if she's a guitar player or an actress. So I'm sure we will know in well, it's not coming out till next April. So we
Mm-hmm.
do have a bit of a wait.
So it will be out next year
Yes.
at this time. Okay. You were with Michael when those allegations were made to him with the love for the children, you know?
Yep.
What was the truth behind those things?
I believe truly that they were just trying to take him down, and any salacious news, uh, there's more people that watch.
Okay.
People watch drama that, and it goes on. It's even worse today where people will have these horrible headlines just to get you clicks so they make money. I believe 100% that he was innocent. And in fact, a lot of people don't know, but the father that accused him later committed suicide. The kid that was in the lawsuit filed a legal divorce to get away from his parents.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's big drama right there. There's a kid doesn't do that if their parents are loving and normal. So
Okay.
I'm on Michael's side 100%. And then the second lawsuit that came out, the woman had a history of lawsuits. That's how she made a living. So she set up her kid to be in something that was on TV with Martin Bashir, like a little documentary of
Mm-hmm.
his life. And then there's no evidence of anything. It's just 100% bullshit, and it's pretty horrifying what you can do to a good human being.
Okay, so he loved the children in a parently way,
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
friendly way. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, his whole thing about Heal the World and his charities, I didn't even know all of the money he gave to charities until after he died because he didn't want it publicized. He just, every day that we had off when we were on the road, which was many days, we only played 2 or 3 days a week, he would
Mm-hmm.
go to hospitals to visit children just because
So
he had,
you were going with him at that time?
no,
No.
no, in fact, nobody knew about it because he didn't want it made public. He just wanted to do it to surprise kids, and he would spend $10,000 at a toy store and bring all kinds of toys for children, especially underprivileged kids that didn't have the money to get that kind of stuff.
What's the best memory you have from that period?
I think my friendships with the band members. I mean, Michael was friendly enough with us, but we typically didn't hang out with him. We were in separate hotels because there was 100 people in the entourage, and the few times that we did stay in his hotel, it was kind of a drag because there would be fans outside the hotel singing Billie Jean at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you know, we
Okay.
want to sleep.
Mm-hmm. So you feel that at that level of celebrity, you can't have your own private life. You just can't have that. It's taken
No,
away from you.
he had, I think, 6 security guards on the road, and anytime he wanted to go anywhere, if he wanted to go to a bookstore, they had to call the bookstore and either shut it down or arrange to go in after it was the business hours were closed.
Mhm.
And he would have to get all the security guards and have a secret exit so they could sneak out with darkened windows in a van. Yeah, it's that he definitely paid a price in many ways.
Okay. Um, about the money as a guitarist, you can make millions in the USA at your level. I mean, at your level, you are not one of the best in the world. You can make millions.
No, no, I'm a long way from millions. That's an illusion, because Michael was so famous. Most of his money came from publishing, from having hit songs. And of course, I mean, Thriller sold, I think, 100 million records. And he had a special deal with the record company where he made more money than the average artist. And I heard when Thriller sold something like 20 or 40 million records, all of the offices in the world of Sony shut down and they went on vacation
Mm-hmm.
because there was so much money coming in. You know, I don't have hit records. I don't have that kind of money. I'm paid well, but I am not a millionaire.
Okay. Um, how is it to be such a powerful and strong woman in a world of music that is, I don't know, owned by men? I mean, your
Yeah,
colleagues were men. The best guitarists in the world are men. How is it to
yeah.
be a woman?
Well, as long as the people in the band respect me and we're there to get a job done, everything's cool. Um, I will say when I joined Michael in 1987, it was pretty rare to have a female guitar player in a band that wasn't a strummer singer. And I thought at that time that the revolution was coming with women in music because Prince had already had Wendy and Lisa. And I thought, okay, that's a couple right there. That's super high profile. And then Billy Idol had a woman on keyboards in the videos on MTV. And then 15 years went by and there was no change. But as the internet got better and faster and everybody could log on and see each other, now is the revolution. Like the last 5 years, especially, there's so many women kicking ass out there. It's really changing the landscape. And back when I was trying to get in bands before Michael Jackson, people just didn't want a chick in the band. In fact, the last audition I did to play in a cover band before I got the Michael Jackson gig, I auditioned, and the leader of the band afterwards said, "Yeah, that was really good, but we always have problems with chicks." And I thought, "You bastard, why did you even audition me?" And I think within 6 months, I was on the biggest tour on earth. So, meh.
Okay, okay. Why was over with Michael Jackson? I mean, why did the collaboration end? You remember that?
He was really burned out from being on the road, and he wanted to raise a family, and he had the money to do it. And then when, they were going to do This Is It, he got all younger dancers, and Orianthi was something like 24 years old at the time. So fresh energy, which is truly understandable.
Didn't you feel empty at that moment? Didn't you feel that it might have been finished one of the most great moments of your life?
Not really. I honestly thought, I had my time with him and it was great. And if I went out with him again, it would be mostly the same thing again. And I was working on other things. And I was actually happy for Orianthi to have a young new player get a chance to experience that.
Okay, good. I mean, I think this was the interview. I mean, it was an honor for me, and we will wait you on 15 and 16 of November in Cluj-Napoca and Bucharest, and we are looking forward to see you performing in our country. It was a pleasure.
Great.
Thank you, Miss Jennifer. It was an honor. Have a nice day. Iar eu le voi ura oamenilor o seară absolut minunată. Eu am fost Sabin Tudor, acesta a fost Cancan Exclusiv. Bye, bye!
Okay, ciao, thank you.